Today, we're going to rank every major productivity system, from the ones that wasted years of your life to the one that quietly rewired how the most successful people on Earth actually get things done. DT tier, worst tier, the systems that failed the people who trusted them. Rank 10, multitasking. Let's start at the very bottom, and I mean the very bottom. Picture this. It's a Monday morning. You've got 14 tabs open. Slack is pinging. You're halfway through an email, and your phone buzzes with a calendar reminder for a meeting that starts in 3 minutes. You feel busy. You feel productive. You're getting nothing done. In 2009, researchers at Stanford studied people who considered themselves expert multitaskers. They tested their ability to filter information, organize memory, and switch between tasks. The multitaskers lost on every single metric. They were worse at the very thing they thought they were best at, switching between tasks. The American Psychological Association found that task switching costs you up to 40% of your productive time. That's nearly half your working life vanishing into the gap between one tab and the next. And the cruelest part? Multitasking feels good. Your brain releases dopamine every time you switch. You're not being productive, you're being stimulated. One builds something, the other burns time while convincing you you're building something. Rank 9, the unstructured to-do list. The system everyone starts with. Write everything down, cross things off, feel accomplished. Here's the problem. Buy milk sits next to finish the investor deck. Your brain sees 23 items and picks the easiest one. Not the most important, the easiest. Psychologists call this completion bias. We chase the satisfaction of crossing something off, even if the thing we crossed off didn't matter. The list grows. It always grows. Add 3, cross off 2, add 4 more. By Friday, the thing that actually mattered, the project, the decision, the hard conversation, is still sitting there, uncrossed, staring at you. The to-do list is the Carcano of productivity. It looks like it should work, and it sends you into battle every morning under-prepared. C tier, bad tier, good ideas, terrible outcomes. Rank 8, Inbox Zero. Merlin Mann introduced Inbox Zero in 2006. Process every email to zero. Respond, delegate, defer, delete, or archive. On paper, a masterpiece. In practice, it turned knowledge workers into email addicts. People interpreted it as, your inbox should always be at zero. So they checked email every 3 minutes. The inbox became the center of their workday. McKinsey showed the average worker spends 28% of their day on email. Inbox Zero didn't reduce that. It increased it. You weren't managing email. Email was managing you. Even Mann walked away from the concept. He stopped giving talks about it. It was supposed to free you from email. It chained people to it. Inbox Zero is the Ross rifle of productivity. Beautiful in theory, and in the trenches of a real workday, it destroyed the focus of the people who carried it. Rank 7, the 5 a.m. club and hustle culture. Robin Sharma popularized it. Gary Vee turned it into a brand. Millions set their alarms to 4:45 a.m. and tried to outwork their problems. Oxford's Sleep and Circadian Neuroscience Institute found that forcing yourself awake before your natural rhythm doesn't make you more productive. It makes you cognitively impaired. Your prefrontal cortex, decision-making, creative thinking, impulse control, performs measurably worse when sleep-deprived. You're not getting a head start. You're starting with a handicap. But the genuinely dangerous part? Hustle culture redefines burnout as dedication. If you collapse, you didn't want it enough. The system never gets blamed. You do. It works for genuine early chronotypes, about 25% of the population. For the other 75%, it's sleep deprivation with a motivational poster attached. B tier. Mid-tier, the workhorses. Rank 6, the Pomodoro technique. Francesco Cirillo invented it in the late 1980s. 25 minutes of focused work, 5-minute break, repeat. The entire system fits on an index card. It works immediately because it makes starting easy. The biggest enemy of productivity isn't distraction, it's not starting. Telling your brain, just 25 minutes, lowers the activation energy enough that you begin. A study from the University of Illinois found that brief diversions dramatically improve sustained attention. The Pomodoro break isn't wasted time, it's attention maintenance. Its weakness is depth. 25 minutes isn't enough to reach cognitive flow on complex problems. A programmer hitting stride at minute 22 has to stop. For shallow tasks, Pomodoro is devastating. For deep work, it fragments the very focus it's trying to protect. It sits at 6 not because it's flawed, but because the systems above it changed what was possible. Rank 5, the Eisenhower Matrix. Dwight Eisenhower coordinated the largest amphibious invasion in human history. The framework he used was deceptively simple. 4 quadrants. Urgent and important, do it now. Important but not urgent, schedule it. Urgent but not important, delegate it. Neither, eliminate it. Inside those 4 boxes is a revelation. Most of what feels urgent is not important. Your inbox is urgent, your health isn't. That Slack message is urgent. Learning the skill that defines your next 5 years isn't. The Eisenhower Matrix doesn't tell you how to work faster. It tells you what not to work on at all. Its limitation is that it's a compass, not legs. It identifies priorities but doesn't help you execute them. It needs a partner system. But in a world drowning in false urgency, it's the only system that starts by asking, should you even be doing this? A tier, good tier, elite systems. Rank 4, getting things done. David Allen published GTD in 2001 with one core insight. Your brain is for having ideas, not holding them. Capture everything externally, process it, organize it, review weekly, then engage. The genius is Allen's concept of mind like water. Get every open loop out of your head so your brain can think, instead of constantly trying to remember. GTD is the most comprehensive personal productivity system ever designed. Why number 4? The system is heavy. The weekly review takes 60 to 90 minutes. The maintenance demands discipline most people can't sustain. GTD is the Car 98K of productivity, mechanically perfect, beautifully engineered, and most people abandon it within 6 months. Not because it doesn't work, because it demands a level of upkeep the average person can't maintain. A perfect answer to a question most people aren't disciplined enough to keep asking. Rank 3, time blocking. Cal Newport articulated it more clearly than anyone. Every minute of your workday should be assigned before the day begins. You don't react to the day, you design it. When you time block, you confront a brutal truth. You don't have as much time as you think. That project you've been working on for 3 weeks, when you block time for it, you realize you've given it 4 hours total. The rest was switching, reacting, attending meetings about meetings. Time blocking makes the invisible visible. A study from Dominican University found people who wrote specific plans for when and where they'd complete tasks were 42% more likely to achieve their goals. Time blocking is that specificity taken to its extreme. Its weakness is rigidity. The kid gets sick, the client calls. Strict time blocking can make you a prisoner of your own calendar. But it transforms how you see your most finite resource. Not money, not energy. Time. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. S tier, best tier. The systems that rewrote the rules. Rank 2, deep work. In 2016, Cal Newport named something millions felt but couldn't articulate. The ability to focus without distraction on demanding tasks is becoming rare, at exactly the moment it's becoming valuable. Those 2 curves, rising value, declining ability, are the defining problem of modern professional life. Deep work said the modern workplace, open offices, Slack, back-to-back meetings, is architecturally hostile to thinking that produces value. You're not failing to focus because you lack willpower. The environment is engineered to prevent it. It sent shockwaves because it told people to use fewer tools. Every system before it was about managing more. Deep work said the problem isn't management, it's volume. Shopify deleted 12,000 recurring meetings in a single day. Microsoft experimented with no meeting days. The ripple effect is still expanding. Deep work didn't give people a better system. It told them why every system they'd tried kept failing. Rank 1, Atomic Habits and the System's First Philosophy. And now we arrive at the end, the top. James Clear spent a decade studying behavioral science and distilled it into one idea that rewired everything. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Every system before Atomic Habits assumed productivity was about choosing tasks and executing them with discipline. When you failed, the diagnosis was always the same. You didn't want it enough. Try harder. Clear said that diagnosis was completely wrong. The 4 laws. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. Each maps on to the neurological habit loop: cue, craving, response, reward. Clear didn't invent the loop, he made it operational. He gave people a framework for building any habit and dismantling any they didn't want. Here's the arithmetic. A person using willpower burns a finite resource. By 3 p.m., they're depleted. They default to easy tasks. A person running on habitual systems doesn't use willpower at all. The behavior fires automatically. They don't decide to write every morning, they just write, the way they brush their teeth. That's not a small advantage. That's a different category of person. Get 1% better every day, and in 1 year, you're 37 times better. Not 365% better, 37 times. The math is exponential, and it maps perfectly onto how real growth actually works. Atomic Habits didn't optimize the task list. It made the task list irrelevant. The person who builds the right systems doesn't need a better planner. They don't need a better app. They need to become the kind of person who does the work automatically. That shift, from doing to becoming, is the insight that made it the most important productivity framework of the 21st century. The greatest battle implement ever devised for the war against your own resistance. If you liked this video, I'm sure you'll like this one too. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Our channel is small, so we're replying to every comment below. Comment any suggestion for future videos. Thanks for watching.